Oscar says of Canelo after he loses to Bivol, "You're ready to come back to a real promoter." And then he made some comment like, "I never would have let him get in with a Bivol." Like, Oscar, your job is to facilitate hard fights. Credit to Canelo for wanting to get up there. He cleaned out the whole damn division. Who do you want to have him fight? A tomato can? Canelo is as good as it gets. He should be fighting the other guys that challenge him, which is exactly what Bivol did. He came up short. I don't think it's a knock on Canelo, but the fact that the promoter is highlighting for you how crazy they are and saying that he would never let that fight happen. So you would never let your good fighters have a fight that you think could be 50-50 or even slightly favored, and the other guys in the challenger or in the opposition, the opposing fighters favor? Like, what the hell are you talking about? If the Four Kings had that attitude, we'd never have some of the best fights in the history of boxing. This is why Oscar's losing fighters hand over fist. He's got to get himself together and stop with this attitude of like protect the fighter at all costs. Canelo makes $30 to $50 million a fight. He doesn't need to be protected anymore. He could get in there and fight a friggin' lion if that's what he wants to do. Nothing's going to change his legacy or his earning potential. He's beloved. Nothing he can do will change it. Okay, if he goes up and fights Usyk at heavyweight and gets knocked out, so what? If that's what he thinks he can do, personally, I think Usyk, after seeing the Bivol fight, it would be crazy to make that fight, but I love the fact that Canelo wants it. But imagine if he's still with Oscar and Oscar's telling him, "Don't take these dangerous fights. Fight someone who's barely got a pulse." Like, dude, come on, Oscar. This is... Anyway, we'll talk about it later.
The only thing that I would respond to that real quick, and we'll get into Oscar a little bit more later. First of all, he needs a... I said this a year ago, I think, but someone that, if they care about him, they need to get him a puppy. And I said that I said that a while ago, Ken. Get him a puppy dog. You know, really, he needs something to love and something to make him feel better. And puppies can do magic. They truly do. You like puppies, right? Yeah. And no, seriously, Ken. And that would be helpful. And listen, to be serious here, the only place you're going, not wrong. Everything you pointed out is on the money, but who says that we believe Oscar what he's saying? You know. Yeah,
that's a good point.
he would put these guys in with forget about it, with King Kong if the money was right. I mean, as long as he's the promoter and he's getting his, his piece. But if
he let the other guy put a horseshoe in his glove.
Yeah, I mean he'd put him in with whatever monster might be out there if the money was coming on his side. But it's going on someone else's side, like in this case. You know, it's going over to Hearn instead of Golden Boy. Yeah, he's going to talk that way. Sure. Please, come on. You got a bridge to sell me? You know, you got a better shot with that than tell me that you're worried about his welfare. Please, stop, okay? But he, you know, he's almost, and we'll get more to it later, but to me, he was implying when he said, it was embarrassing, it was, that he's begging. It's sad. That's why I said we got to get him a puppy dog. But he was implying, like, if you were with me, we would have pulled off the caper and we would have went the extra mile and we would have pulled off the robbery that those guys tried to pull off. They didn't get it done. They fell short. We would have pulled it off. We would have robbed. Yep. We would have robbed freaking Bivol's backside. So,
as you can tell by the way I conduct my business, Canelo, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. Like you said, he'd put him in there with an axe murderer if he thought he could have a payday. But when he's with someone else, or he could affect, you know, who the judges are.
He's like Bob Arum. Bob Arum, you know, you got to. He's got to give you some chuckles, don't he? Like here, you know, he'll say the guy's the greatest thing since sliced bread when he's with him, right? Oh, he's the great. I don't think I've ever seen anyone better in my 70 years. And then he leaves him. No, this guy's, you know, this guy's not too good.
If you need an example, see Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean,
he's a free agent. All of a sudden, he's not that good. He's not that exciting.
You need a polygraph attached to these guys every time they talk. God, no, but to get to that, we touched on it at the beginning with Oscar making that comment. Again, I use different movie references. He gave me two to use. I have to use them. I'm sorry. One of them is the comedian. He's very, very successful now. Sebastian, what is it, Maniscalco?
Maniscalco?
Yeah, Sebastian Maniscalco. He's really funny, and he's
the best.
He's got this skit where he says, and this would have fit right in when Oscar sent out that tweet. You want to come to the best promoter. He says, "Aren't you embarrassed?" Aren't you?
It's like his catchphrase.
Yeah, because it's begging. It's begging. It is. Any way you want to chalk it up, you could chalk it up any way. You could twist it around. You could, position it any. It's begging, and it's like, aren't you embarrassed? I mean, so I know Rob's going to get that up. People get a couple of chuckles out of that, and then the other one is from the iconic movie that's become one of those movies. What do they call them? It's not just almost a cult movie, but Scarface with Al Pacino, where remember that scene where Frank, who was the big boss at the time, and that Pacino worked under, tried to get him assassinated in the club earlier, but Tony Montana realized what happened, so he went to visit him. He went to pay him a little visit late at night, and he came in his club. His arm was in a sling, Pacino Montana, and he came in there, and he made him admit that he tried to get him killed and to kill him, and he pulled the gun on him, and then Frank, the drug dealer, who was about to no longer be a drug dealer. He was no longer about to be anything.
Or a club owner.
Or a club owner. or a guy that took breaths anymore. He got on his knees, and he started crying and begging and kissing his feet and crawling. Please. Montana was like repulsed. He jumped. Get out! This is disgusting. Get out of here. And he was crawling. Come on, really. That fits in. I hate to say it, but that fits in.
We need like a Photoshop expert to Photoshop Oscar's face on Frank's body in that scene. Like, really? Please, Canelo, please, yes, I'll do anything.
Exactly. Like he's crawling and please, no, please, no.
Don't go with Eddie Hearn. I'm better than him.
Don't go with Eddie. Don't. No. So I think I'm sorry, but I think it fit perfect. He gave me another one, Oscar. Get somebody out there, get him a rescue dog. Really, you're doing a favor I held back. You heard me held back. I was about to say you're doing a favor for the dog. I caught myself there. There, Ken. I'm not sure.